Ladies and gentlemen, it's Scott Kibbers with the May 2025 Market Insights. Let's get going. It's been said the real estate industry is changing faster than ever. I believe that's a very true statement. Exciting news that Axon did get legislation passed by Governor Hobbs to go ahead and build their $1.3 billion new headquarters in North Scottsdale. That'll be going in on the North Loop 101. Exciting times there. Also, from the TSMC semiconductor plant, that in total investment now is surging over $165 billion to the state of Arizona. It's having a big impact on our home prices. From the year 2020 to 2024, Arizona has had a 64% increase in home values. Now, in that, what has happened nationally with home ownership? There are 88 million homeowners throughout the United States. 35 million own their home free and clear. Now, there's a great phrase I've learned to love: statistics don't lie, and lies use statistics. So, true statement that 35 million of the homes owned in the United States are owned free and clear. True statement. Another true statement is that 73% of all homes have a 5% or lower interest rate. It's also just below that have a 3-4% interest rate. And when we look at those numbers, ladies and gentlemen, some of those homes are hard for people to sell because they're not going to get that interest rate back. So that's having an impact on people proper sizing, downsizing, upsizing their homes just due to the interest rates. Exciting news from the Phoenix Bioscience Center. And I love this quick graphic that came out this month. I'm talking about their goals, strategies, and actions for the Phoenix Bioscience Center. Again, that's near TGen, near 5th Street and Van Buren. So, number one, they want to be entrepreneurial hub of knowledge. They want to do a lot of research that's turning into daily practice. They want to attract big talent. They want to have connection, and they want to have collaboration. And I think that sounds terrific in terms of how people are running their businesses of today and what is attractive not only for the Phoenix Bioscience Center, but for our state as a whole. We do all five of those things very well today. Governor Hobbs did make a quick statement at the Arizona International State of the State, and she talked about we've arrived at the world stage and we're just getting started. So, what's happening locally? Here in Arizona, Metro Phoenix, we have in Maricopa, we have 20,430 active homes under contract, 6,801 sold, 6248. Interest rate still low six, mid six. Our absorption rate just under 30% at 28.98%. And our month of supply, 3.45 months. That's a very good, healthy market, ladies and gentlemen. I've added some colorful pointers to this monthly report that I normally like to do, and that's just looking at a trend looking forward. We're always able to look at numbers looking back, but we're always trying to see what's the next best step that's happening in our marketplace. So if you'll hum with me, ladies and gentlemen, stay with the red dashes, red arrows so far. We're looking at total under contract for the month of January in red, 2364, and pending at 3336. So those two numbers combined are about 5,600 doors. Well, in the month of February in red, closed in Maricopa County, that shows up as about 4,688 doors. About 1,000 doors a month either fall out or do not get closed in that specific month. And that same trend holds true for the yellow and the green. And I point out the green right now in total under contract, 2982, pending 3923. That shows up as 5,892 doors total sold in Maricopa County for the month of April. That's a great number, and it's a trending upward number. The two blue arrows are slightly down from the month of April. That is going to show up a slightly downturn total closed for the month of May. Just total units sold is going to be a slight decrease. Just a heads up for that, ladies and gentlemen. in our market of the moment, we want to stay in the market versus no man's land and out of the market. What we're seeing in the market of the moment, not only is the home price right out of the gate, but if you're seeking a premium price or even a little bit above the true market price, your home should be, and buyers are very keen on, that home is move in ready. They're paying a full market price. They're expecting that home to be move in ready. If they're looking for a lot of seller concessions to help buy down interest rate, and or if there's some work that needs to be done in terms of some landscaping, roofing, older air conditioning, things like that, people are not expecting right now in this market to pay a full market price. What we're seeing right now, ladies and gentlemen, is we have 3.45 months of supply. That is the blue line as we trend out, and our absorption rate just again under 29%. We're selling about a third of our homes every month that are on the market. When we look deeper into both Maricopa and Pinal County, the green arrow and the yellow circle, from a year ago point in time, our market is down 2.4% in both Maricopa and Pinal County combined. Our average sale price $593,865, and new listings come on at an average of $678,883. I like to, whenever I can, differentiate that and get a more street level view. So here we are in Maricopa County versus Pinal County. Maricopa County's down 2.6%, and Pinal County's down 0.9% from where we were a year ago, with an average sale price at $267 in Maricopa County and $205 in Pinal County. As we look into the harder numbers, Maricopa County average sale price $627, and new listings are coming on at an average of $717, while Pinal County has an average sale price of $400, with new homes coming to market at $416. That is our current market of the moment there. Let's look just a little bit more at some key graphs. Some key graphs. This is a trend of the active listings over the last 2 years in Maricopa County, and it has had a slight climb upward. We're currently just over 20,000 doors, again, 20,430. With that, we're still far away from a 6-month supply of inventory. For our metro, having almost 4 million people living in our metro, to only have 20,000 homes for sale in the grand scheme of things isn't that much. When we look at the trend of under contract, we're looking at a 24-month trend, and the green arrows across show that we're essentially in peak season right now in April, May, and June. With the big difference in the last 2 months here in Arizona, to the far right graph, we've held steady at just over 6,000 doors per month for the year 2025 thus far. When we look at closed listings, again, we're following the trend, peaking in the 5,000 to 6,000 doors per month. And finally, new listings coming on board. In the last 4 months, we've had 98 to 10,000 doors a month come on the market. And that's very healthy for us, ladies and gentlemen. In closing out, we're going to take a closer dive into just Phoenix. Phoenix, again, population about 1.7 million. Average sale price $537. Average new listing coming on the market in Phoenix is $649,000 and some change. We have 72 days on market and a month of supply at just 3.4 months. Total sales $1,289, actives 40,378. Just a healthy market. When we jump into Scottsdale, Scottsdale has a pretty good divide, almost equally, of townhome condos versus single family. When we aggregate all of Scottsdale together, our average sale price is $1,230,000, and our average list price is $1,370,000. But there's a big difference between a condo townhome versus single family residence. So we separated those out for you, ladies and gentlemen. And for single family in Scottsdale, we're just under $1.6 million at $1,599,000, and new listings coming to the city of Scottsdale average $1,832,000. At the same time, condos, townhomes in Scottsdale $743,000, and average new list price $743,000, just a couple dollars less. So those two markets combined together are averaging about $1.2 million per month. Finally, here in Paradise Valley, average sale price currently 4,526,000. Average new list price 5,582,000. We have 104 days on market with a supply just over 6 months in the town of Paradise Valley. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the market update for May 2025. Have a purposeful impact out there in the world.